I was living in San Francisco and the year was 1992. I'd been working at a restaurant group, and a position had opened up in one of our sister restaurants as an executive chef. I interviewed for the job and then sat down with the corporate chef to talk about my career, the goals, what I wanted to do, etc. Well, it didn't go as planned. And in fact, it was some of the hardest feedback that I ever received to date. And this leader that I was talking to said that I would probably never get to be a corporate chef like himself because I was too East Coast. I didn't have the warm mentality of someone from the Midwest. In our youth, we feel that if we're the hammer, everyone else is the nail. I can tell you from personal experiences, it produces results, although it's really a hollow victory, with most people just following orders because they don't want the consequences. This would be my management style for far too long. What I was unable to do was tap into my empathy, compassion, and understanding of how people learn. I found my path to being a teacher by having the words speak to me and talking to the hows and whys. Learn the hows and whys. I began by getting their attention, talking about what isn't right about the product. I get their understanding that it has to be remade without judgment. Listen, it's right or wrong. And when it's wrong, we can't let that go. Then we clear the area and reset. We open the recipe on the iPad and we grab all the mise en place. We go through the measurements line by line and talk about them. Were the measurements right? Is the cut wrong? Here is the perfect opportunity to give them insight and information into the ingredients and why we do things the way that we do. We cook the items side by side. And at the end of the process, we look at the product that we're not going to use and the new product and get the team member to understand the difference by tasting, seeing, and describing the differences. It's the introduce, shadow, perform, certify, and validate 5-step method. The path to being a coach is much the same. Be curious. Ask questions instead of providing answers. Support team members instead of judging them and facilitate their development. Instead of dictating what has to be done, be present in the restaurant, not just be there. Coaching is no longer just a benevolent form of sharing what you know with someone less experienced or less senior. It's also a way of asking questions so as to spark insights into other people. Sir John Whitmore, a leading figure in the field, defines skilled coaching as unlocking people's potential to maximize their own performance. The best practitioners have mastered both parts of the process, imparting knowledge and helping others discover it in themselves. And as for being a mentor, remember, it's not all about you at all. If you're being there for a person, how can you help them? It's not about creating them in your own image, but giving them the opportunity to create themselves. You're setting the seed of belief in them. It involves drawing upon your own skills, knowledge, and expertise to advise that person. It's not about just tackling the big things, help them with the little things too. Mentors who are willing to get in the details make a huge difference. The greatest mentors I personally have ever had have been the ones who have seen something in me before I've been able to see it in myself. And that's been the greatest gift I've ever received from them. This is Matt. See you next week.